Buona giornata, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we're going to be doing all things Fenty. So they had recently had a 30% off on the website, so I went ahead and picked up some things I've been interested in, some brushes, the powder foundation. So we are kind of combining it into a haul, as well as going over products that I currently own in my collection and my thoughts on them. So full Fenty day by Rihanna. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts as we go through, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and let's jump in. Okay, so we're actually gonna get started on the eyes. I didn't order anything eyeshadow wise or anything like that, so and we're just gonna kind of go over my thoughts on things as we use them, and then we are gonna test out the powder foundation. So I will open this when we get closer to the face stuff, because I feel like I got everything that was related to the face, but nothing related to the eyes in this haul. So we're gonna start off with the Snap Shadows. So I only got 2 of these. I believe it was like called Cadet, which was this side, and then I got the peachy one, which I really like the peach one compared to anything else they had, but I felt like they were kind of hit or miss, so I haven't gotten more. They aren't, I like the shadows of like Fenty shadows, but I would say it's definitely the one category where I never found something where I was like, I loved it so much. So to me, I think a lot of their standout products are like their face products. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm just going to kind of start by going in with this shade, and then I'll just deepen it up with all the matte shades. So you only get 3 mattes in here. And then I did get quite a bit of I ordered 2 new face brushes from them, because I love the Fenty, like, I think it's called the 125 for the cream bronzer. I will say right now, like, the bronzers are my favorite out of everything, I think. So we'll see. I don't really love the foundations. I will say that. I want to try the new skin tint just because that's kind of where I'm going lately, where like that's all I really want. I don't want a full coverage, and I hope I like this powder one. I'm excited about the powder. But for me, like, the dewy foundation was never, it took a long time to get dewy for me. Like, it took like 3 hours to mix with my oils, and then I really liked it, but I never like it when it first goes on. So that was something I didn't love about the foundation. It just didn't look its best. Like, and I think at that time, like, that was when ABH was coming out with their foundations. It was like a big foundation moment of like every brand. So I just found ones that I thought did better with my skin type and for what I was looking for. I will say though, like, this bag, I'm definitely a little bit like, I thought it would be packaged a lot nicer. Like I said, I have brushes, I have bronzer in here, I have a foundation in here. Like, I was kind of like, this is it? You know, like I was thinking it's gonna come in like a nice box or something, but no, it's kind of like shows you like what PR people get and then what like customers get, you know? Like it's just kind of like, oh, that looks really unappealing. There could just be drugs in that bag. That's what I think. All right, and then I'm gonna start going in with these 2. So I'm gonna use a touch of this one just because that's more on the red side than like peachy. And then we're just gonna kind of deepen up. And I did bring up my bronze, like my Natasha Denona bronze palette. The new palette, like the Chirco Loco, like I'm supposed to be doing more looks with it. I am experimenting. The mattes are fine on me, but the shimmers are making my eyes like itch and like they're red for a few days. And I don't know, I usually don't have that issue with Natasha Denona at all. So I'm just like, what is happening? Yeah, I'll probably end up deepening up the crease just a little bit more than with these 2. All right, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I'm gonna dip into my Natasha Denona bronze palette just so I can reach for the just more like deepening up shades. So I just want a little bit more of a darker brown in there. So I'm gonna use the shade Ridge, and I'll probably end up using just a touch of Magma. So I don't know what I'm wearing tonight. We are going out to like a goodbye party type thing. And I was like, you know what? I feel like doing my makeup. I don't do my makeup most of the time, especially during the week, because I work at a gym, so it's just not happening. And then I let my eyelashes go. I was doing them by myself, and I think I'm starting to like damage them a little bit. So I was just like, let's give them a little bit of a break. And now I'm like very sad. It's very depressing once you see yourself without them. I'm just like, oh, What happened to you? All right, so I'm gonna use, I just put some like brow gel in my brows since my husband woke up from his nap. I was like, I need brow gel. And I needed a darker shade. It was driving me nuts. So I'm gonna use the shade Suntan, which is like the deeper brown. The Fenty palette does have a satiny shade in there, which is a little bit darker, but I don't want that for my outer corner. So I was like, I'm just gonna go in with something else. I'm gonna cheat just a little. And then we're gonna go back to it for the shimmer shade. But in terms of everything, like I'm just like, what am I gonna wear tonight? It's been kind of cold here, which is weird. It's usually, and I'm not complaining. I'm like, I'm fine with it. So cleaned out my closet. It was not fun. Definitely like one of those things where I was just like, it took weeks. Like I'm horrible. I still have Dare shirts from like 6th grade. Like it's so bad. But my heels, I used to work at Baker's. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. So I have so many heels. Like it's ridiculous. And I don't wear them. I look at them, they look pretty, and then I think about putting them on and I'm just like, no, like that's just not happening. So I promised myself, like, when I go out, I'm like, you will start wearing them again. So that is, I'm like, and for some reason my heeled boots I'm fine with. It's just like the actual heels, like the pumps, that I'm just like, no. And then I'm like, all my friends are scaring me that like, we're like, oh, once you get pregnant, like, you know, your feet are never gonna go back to the size they were. And I was just like, I need to get some use out of these then, because I love, like, if I can't fit into those afterwards, I'm gonna be so mad at myself for not taking advantage. All right, so I'm just gonna go back to this, just buff out my edges ever so slightly. But yeah, I do want to try the skin tint that Fenty just came out with, but I figured like, why not wait till a sale? But yeah, their eye products are the one thing where I just feel like they haven't really wowed me. Like, not like, not bad, not amazing. Like I said, I love the peach side, but other than that, I'm not like, oh my gosh, like you have to try this type thing. So we're gonna pick up this shade here. I am going to wet it with a brush. I haven't wet a metallic eyeshadow in so long. I've gotten so used to just using my fingers for like everything that I like didn't even have the brush on the counter. I was like, where are one of those? Yeah, nothing else has really been. We finished behind her eyes, which at first I thought was gonna be so boring, and then it like sucked us in. We're so bored. You guys, I can't do Yellowstone, okay? Don't recommend that one, but anything else, please let us know, because we have been watching horrible old movies that he keeps forcing me to watch from like 1992. Okay, that is kind of the only thing happening right now. I'm like, nothing much happening, but we did go to a bakery today, and for some reason I'm so excited. We like, anyone else, like if I have to go to a bakery, like dessert in general, I only like to eat it at home. I like to eat it at night, and I have to not be wearing a bra. Like that's how I enjoy a dessert. Like I don't like midday dessert type things. Like there's not my path. I'm like, no, this is meant to be enjoyed in a t-shirt. So I do take it up a little bit higher just because I do have hooded lids, and I'd rather just, you know, fake it than making it look like I have tinier eyes. So I'm just kind of bringing it up a little bit. And then lastly, we are going to, I kind of want to just pop this on since we're going out anyway. So this is the Touch and Soul. This is the like metallic eyeshadow. I don't know if they got rid of these, just because I remember seeing them on the sale, and I don't really hear anything about this brand anymore. Like, it's kind of crazy to think like so many brands lately. I'm just like, what happened to them? Like, what's going on? So I'm just gonna tap that, and it just does give like a very nice like foiled look. I love this. Like, I feel like I haven't gotten excited about like, I haven't heard anything about Stila in a while, Bare Minerals in a while. Like there's just a lot of brands where I'm just like, what has happened? I keep hearing about that, you know, KVD Apple foundation, but I have so many other ones that I want to try that I'm just kind of like I still want to try all the NARS ones. I've never tried like NARS Sheer Glow or just any of those, so I'm interested to see. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put on my concealer because I do not have the Fenty one. And then we're gonna go in with the powder foundation and open this up and go through. Feels so weird doing my whole eye shape and my concealer without foundation. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've used a powder foundation in like years. Like, it's been a really, really long time. So we'll see how it all goes. Yeah, I would love to know what are your guys' favorite Fenty products. For me, I would love it if she came out with some, I think cream blush has been such a big deal. And like I said, I love the cream bronzers. The cream blush I'm okay with. I'm not like, it's amazing. And it's also not bad, but every time anything that like, I feel like every cream blush that comes out, everyone's like, put it on your lips too. I'm like, they never look good on your lips. At least they don't look good on my lips, that's for sure. So I'm just dipping back to the same exact shades we used in the crease. But I definitely love the bronzers over that. I would pick the bronzers over the blush any day. So I'd love it if she came out with some powder blushes. I did not blend this in yet. Oh. I was like, my face is breaking out. I don't know why. So I'd love if she came out with that, and then maybe some like lip pencils. I think that would be exciting for the show. Alright, so that's what we're going to do now. I like to kind of stand in a big mirror and see how much I want to smoke it out after, so I don't go too far. Okay, so brush wise, like this one is the one that I've been using, the 125 face. So cream products, like this is definitely one of my favorites, which is why I was like, I kind of want to try some other of the brushes. So I got this one is quite big. It is the powder one. I think Jamie Page was the one who like really recommended this one. She says she uses it for bronzer, but it's an all over face brush. So we have this one, very nice and soft. And I do like the handle. Some people are saying they think it's like a little bit too big, but I just hold my brush a little higher anyway. And then we have the 195 bronzer brush. So I don't know, I've been on a thing with brushes lately. Brushes I always feel like are worth the investment over makeup, like, because you'll have them for so long. And I do love the design of these. I love how cute and pink they are. You guys know I have my like love for like real brushes over synthetic, but that's okay. So this is the bronzer brush. You guys can like see the size difference. And I kind of get it, but I think I would still probably use this for bronzer. I mean, I have a pretty, or blush, one of the two. Either or. And then I got the cream bronzer in Macchiato. I'm not going to use this today just because we are going to be using the powder foundation. I have the shade Teddy, which works really well for me. There is one of the shades where it's like way too orangey. So they are a little bit hit or miss in terms of like the shades that you pick. But I believe Teddy is like my favorite out of those. But I wanted one that I could wear with like very minimal, like maybe no foundation type thing. And then let's see, last few things. I got my foundation, and then I got this cream gloss balm cream. So I was gonna get the pink one, and then I thought like get something you don't really have. So I went ahead and got the purpley one. So this is more of a mauve color. I'm probably not gonna wear it today because I don't think it's gonna go good with the orange. But these are more of the opaque ones. I have all, like pretty much all the glittery gloss shades. So I'll probably do one of those for sure, but that one I was like, I don't really need it right now. So for the powder foundation, I felt a little bit guilty. I did go into Sephora before ordering online because Fenty, you know, they had the 30% off, and I was like, I can't get the wrong shade. I'm not gonna have to return it. So I did go in store and have them like sanitize it so I could swatch it. And I'm glad I did because these definitely aren't as corresponding with the foundation. And the foundation I can do 290, and then the summertime I'm more towards 300. Whereas this, I got the shade 260, which I think was more on the neutral side and usually more on the golden side. So that's fine, I don't really care. It's good for a year. And then I feel like they definitely look very different in the pan. Like this looks so light in the pan. But like I said, I tried it on like above my mask and I was like, this should work. So I still could have gone with 290, but it was a little bit deeper than what I would usually go for. So we're gonna use the puff just because it's here. has everyone else been up to? I feel like we're getting back to normal. We're getting there, you know, slowly but surely. So that's exciting. I feel like everyone has trips planned for the summer. Okay. Maybe the puff wasn't such a great idea. I can already tell, like, I did prime my skin. Maybe I just need to rub a little bit harder. Because at first I was like, oh, it might be like kind of sticking onto some dry patches. So I'll get in here. But I just wanted a simple product. Like sometimes I'm just like, I just want something where I can just like literally throw it on like this and get out the door. Like perfection has left. I don't care anymore. So that was kind of my thinking. But yeah, I do think this is like the best shade match for me. Especially like, I still think it's gonna be okay for summer. So I have like, my neck is a little bit lighter, but then you got my arms that are darker. I don't know. I don't self-tan or anything. It's just how it goes. Even the lady, she's like, well, your face is lighter. And I'm like, well, I wear sunscreen. Like, I was like, I don't. And too, I've been messing with like some physical sunscreens. Like I've been trying the Biosons. And if you don't rub those in, I have the worst white cast ever. So I was like, yeah, this is mostly because my sunscreen though. I was like, I'm not really this color. But so far, not bad. I can't really say anything about like the texture because I don't really feel it. So, and I like that feeling. I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a heavy. I did, oh man, I was gonna blend out the, let's just try it anyway. I don't really care at this point. So I don't think I went too high on my forehead to do this yet, but I'm gonna use the Fenty matchsticks in Truffle. I really like the matchsticks. I felt like I avoided these for the longest time because people kept saying they were so dry, and I'm like, I don't think that they're dry at all. I feel like they're fine. So this is the shade Truffle, and yeah, I enjoy these. I put them on usually as like a base product and then put everything on top. So I still bronze and everything, but we'll see if this works okay now that I put on the foundation. So if not, it's my bad completely. But hopefully it's fine. I think it will be. I'm starting to sweat. But yeah, it gives me that really nice, and I do have the shade Mocha, which that one works better when I am just wanting a little bit of something without wearing foundation. Because like I said, like this is Truffle and it looks really like much darker coming out than it does once it's blended. But I think that's actually fine. I don't feel like that ruined anything. Thank goodness. All right, I'm just gonna go one more time over my chin just because that's that one area right now that's having a difficult time. But I actually feel like I really like this. Like it is matte more than I usually go for, but I'm not like upset about it. I still like the way it looks. And I like that you can still see my skin underneath. It's not so full coverage to where like you can't see, you know, my freckles and stuff. So freckles, sunspots, okay? But yeah, you can definitely see my skin. I have like one uneven patch here. That's not from the foundation, like that's just my skin. For some reason, it's always been there. And it gets so much worse when the weather gets warmer and like I tan. I will say though, I don't love this situation. I just feel like now it's so gross that I'm gonna like put it back in here and I'm just like, ugh. So that's my only thing. But I do like the way if this is the way it sits, I think out of the range, this will probably be one of my favorites for sure. I'll probably blend this down my neck after I get dressed, but we gotta move on. So this is Beijing Gal. This is the powder bronzer. I love the shade Caramel Cutie, but is it Caramel Cutie? I know it's so much like my Benefit one. It's caramel. It is Caramel Cutie. But I was like, I need to give another shade some love, so we're gonna go with this one for today. Okay. This brush is a little bit denser than I initially thought. So we're just gonna blend that out. But I do like the way that these brushes feel for sure. So I haven't tried any of the eye brushes. I was like, let's start with the face ones and then kind of move on. I just want to see like how long they last before like buying the whole range, you know? But so far, I really like these. And then I'm not going to use powder today just because I don't want to use powder on top of powder. I'm more on the, you know, normal to dry side. If I was oily, it'd be a little bit different. But I do love Fenty's loose powder. And I've tried out the concealer and the brow product. Those were probably the two that it just didn't make my favorites for me. They weren't awful, they weren't great. They were just kind of like meh. Like I was like, take it or leave it. But it wasn't something that I was so excited about. And I tried the concealer back when you could like do samples. I miss those days, you know? So I don't think that's gonna be necessarily a purchase for me. I wanna wait for, I still want my freaking Hourglass Vanish concealer, but right now I still have 2 concealers open, so I'm just getting through, you know, trying to get through those. I'm not one who contours my nose, but I will do just a slight, just from here, just to kind of tie everything together. I just have a natural like line across my nose, so that's why I'm just like contouring, and I have a pretty skinny, like it sticks out, but it's skinny down the front, you know? So I don't do much for that, and I'm just gonna make my lip look a little bit bigger and go underneath. So, I don't have a Fenty blush, like I said. I only have the cream ones, which I don't want to mess too much with this, but I was really surprised I was able to still blend out like the cream product, so I'm going to mess with this a lot more. But I forgot I had this. This is the Toasted Cinnamon from Burt's Bees, and I was like, oh, I haven't used that shade in forever. So I was like, I'm going to use this one. And highlight-wise, of course, we have this How Many Carats highlight. And I also have, I have quite a few. I have Sandcastle, and then I have this Kilowatt like split one. So we are going to use the split pan. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to grab the orangey side, so it's split into like the purple and the orange. I thought these were so pretty. I don't regret this purchase at all. I think they were limited though, and I'm just going to put it right there. So just give my eyeballs a little bit more of a pop. So the only thing is, I like this one a lot. It did kind of go by the wayside though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it wasn't. I reached for it for a really long time, and then it just kind of died. So I'm going to, you know, it's just like that clear type glitter. And the one thing I didn't like about it, it wasn't something where I wanted to put it in my inner corner. Oh my gosh, though, look at that. Okay, I forgot how much I like this. Just because I like something a little bit more opaque. So I am going to put something else in the inner corner for sure. All right, I'm going to grab my Jaclyn Cosmetics Flash Palette. Like, it's just the easiest thing to reach for. And it's always, it's just what I like on my inner corner. It's just like that bright pop of color. So there we go. Lip wise, like I said, she doesn't have lip pencils. I don't have a whole lot of her lip products, okay? Like I love her glosses. Those are mainly what I have. I do have this one in Up to No Good. It's a lot older. These were never my favorite just because they felt so cheap compared to like for the price point. I didn't feel like these were that worth it. So, and they're still comfortable. Definitely expired, but I figured it would be a good shade with this. So I'm going to put a lip liner on in a second, but I think they still have these. So Up to No Good, just like that orangey nude. Her liquid lipsticks aren't bad by any means. I do have like a darker, like a deep color, and I really like that one, but just not suitable for today, you know? Totally ran out of time, so we gotta go. But I am gonna do this Diamond Milk Balm. I would love to hear your guys' favorites with Fenty. What do you guys think? And this is just like more like the clear gloss. It's not like the glass slipper one. It has a little bit of sparkle, which I like. So I love the way these smell. It's like a little bit more fruity than on the vanilla side. Even though I like vanilla the most, I still like that it's something different, you know? But I think I'm gonna wear these ones. So these are the boots. Then I just have like a nude Skims bodysuit on, so. And some jeans with some poles, buy and shave, so hopefully it gets dark soon. I don't know. But yeah, that is it for me. I hope you guys have fun hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe, hit that like button. Bye guys.